Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, I got something to say. What is news? Was it newsflash? No, hot take. Hot take. I'll go on a limb and say, you said you're in a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you single?
I'm dating someone.
You're dating someone.
Like,
All right, so maybe not you, but I say between the two of you, now you say, how long you been in your relationship? Like 8 years, you said, right? No, I forgot. How long? All right, how long you been with him? Oh no, it was on and off. How long has it been on and off?
4 years.
4 years. All right, I'm gonna include you too. So hot take. I'll go as far as to say that all three of you do not know how to keep a man. Where's my crickets button, man?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Wow, ain't no get it out. At this point, that's where you say, no, I can't keep a man, and this is how I can keep a man. But if you stay quiet, that means it's the truth.
Well, yeah.
It's cool. But if that's the case, that's when you should get to a point and be like, yo, you would want to learn how to keep a man. You understand? If you want to be married, you have to learn how to keep a man. Say what? Nah, because too many times when women talk about getting with a man or getting married, I should say, the first thing they talk about is, well, if he leaves me, that's why I need my degree. Well, if he leaves me, that's why I have to focus on my career first and this, that, and the third before I get a man. So what I notice is that women will focus on a negative outcome of a marriage or being with a man as opposed to a positive outcome as far as like knowing ways to keep a relationship together. Because I'll tell you right now, I've been in a long-term relationship. Say that again?
It's a learning experience for both.
Yes, it's a learning experience for both. But the thing is, the guy that you want, he doesn't have to work as hard to get a woman like yourself. You understand? Because let me also make this clear too. Because can I make a distinction in my book that there's a difference between a grown male and a real man. A grown male is simply a boy that has grown up to be an adult. Okay.
Oh yes.
Which is most males. Most males just grow up to be an adult male or a grown boy, right? A real man is a grown male who can control his emotions. He can set his emotions aside, and he uses logic and reason in every situation to get to the best outcome. That's very difficult to do. Controlling your emotions in every situation and every outcome, so on and so forth. So with that being said, there aren't many men in society. There are a lot of grown males.
What do you consider a wife?
All right, my book is over there, but no. Of course, I go off the top of the head.
Everything, but give us a little.
She's humble, compliant, nurturing, loving, warm, receptive. Absolutely not, because. Really? At least in America, women are incentivized to be divorcees and single mothers. Because if you're married, you don't get paid by the government for that. If you're married, the government doesn't give you alimony or give you child support.
I'm not about that, but I'm saying females really. That's what I don't think. I mean, that's kind of like different to me because I don't think like that.
Okay, another thing that I stated is, can I get this a lot when I talk to women about women? I get what you just said. Well, not me or not my friends or not my family.
I can't speak about everybody else. I'm talking about me.
Right. See, the thing is, men have to think in general. So we have to think in a worldly view as opposed to like locally. So one of the things I state is that the reason why women have trouble understanding other women in general is because they base women on the experiences with the women, on their anecdotal experiences. So you're going to base women in general based on the way your sister acts, the way your mother is, the way your aunt is, the way your grandmother is. So the example I gave is, let's say you grew up in a family where they were very conservative. You know what I mean? Like, no one had sex before marriage. Nobody drank, nobody did drugs. And I come to you and I'd be like, yeah, chicks nowadays, you go to the club, you could get a one night stand, no problem. You'd be like, what are you talking about? One night stand? Chicks ain't out here giving one night stands. I'd be like, yes, they are. I'd be like, matter of fact, they showing they hold on this thing called OnlyFans and that. If you grew up in that family, you'd be like, what? Nah, maybe a handful, but there's not a bunch of girls doing that. My sister doesn't do that. My cousin doesn't do that. And I'd have to make you realize, like, nah, them group of chicks over there, they do that. Them group of chicks over there, they've been doing that. So and another thing I say is the reason why guys know women in general is because we have to study you guys. If we want to bag you, if we want to learn game, We have to study our prey. We have to know, because you're not like her and you're not like her. So the game that I talk to you, I can't necessarily say the same thing to her or the same tone or the same subject, whatever the case may be. So, but that takes practice. That means have to talk to different women in different situations. As a woman, you don't have to do that. You just have to exist. And guys come to you. Now, through that, you can be like, all right, I don't like this type of guy because I had this experience when this guy approached me and blah, blah, blah. But the point I'm making is guys have to actively go out into the wild to actually get you guys. In order to be good at it too, you have to study you. You have to know your psychology, because like I stated, the reason why I wrote
females bag dudes too.
Yeah, but that's a rare occasion. Like I believe women have game.
Like lions do.
Women have game too. Most women have game. You have to have game to survive, because that's one of the things I wrote, is that most of your way of thinking is based on your survival skills. And think of this example, because a lot of guys can't understand why women think with a survival mentality. And it took me 30 years of my life to realize what that meant. So the example I gave is, so women be like, I don't want to walk down a dark alley. Somebody might, sexually assault me or beat me up. And, a guy be like, man, just go get go get a self-defense class. You'll be all right, or, get you a knife. The example I give is to guys for them to understand how a woman feels walking in the world. I said, imagine if you were 5 feet 1 inch tall, 110 pounds soaking wet, and you were wrongfully imprisoned in the most ratchetest, most grimiest prison in the world, where there's a whole bunch of booty snatchers everywhere in that prison. And mind you, you're 110 pounds soaking wet. The average size of those inmates is about 240, 260. They about LeBron size, all of them. And mind you, again, you're 110 pounds soaking wet. They booty snatchers. Now, if you're in an environment like that, the example I give is, as a male that size in an environment like that, what would you do? Where would your mind go? You would immediately go into survival mode. What would you do in survival mode? Hey, I'll probably befriend the leader or the biggest guy or the strongest guy, because if he's the strongest and biggest guy, he'll be like, nah, Mark is my man. Now don't fuck with Mark. That's my man. But if you're not aligning yourself with the right people.
Did you say that women gotta have game or women have game?
Women naturally have to have game to survive, because their game is their mouthpiece. They can't physically manipulate things.
That's how they see.
I would say women don't have as much game, because their only game is just like their looks. I feel like that's what the biggest play of what they play off of. You know what I mean?
Well, let me say this: as they get older, their game refines. So, real talk. Yeah, she had to laugh at that. Part of me had to laugh at that.
More than that, women invented. They invented manipulation tactics, and we had to learn manipulation tactics by studying how they manipulated us.
Now, Mark, let me see. When you talk about manipulation, you're thinking about game as far as like relationship status, like the women, trying to bag dudes, or it's deeper than that. What I'm talking about, when I wrote in my book, is deeper than that, in the fact that they learned their manipulation tactics as early as 3 or 4 years old. When they're 3 or 4 years old, especially if they have their father, they want something from their father, and their father says no, like, but daddy. Yeah. And then daddy's like, you know what? Okay, baby girl. Whether it's conscious or subconsciously, they learn like, oh, if I show a particular emotion, I get what I want. And then it elevates to school, when they're in middle school and or high school, when they start developing their secondary sexual characteristics, if you know what I mean, their curves. And they realize like, hey, Tommy over there wanted to do my homework now. I noticed that I got a lot more attention when I wore this particular shirt. Or I noticed I got more attention from the guys, and this guy wanted to help me and wanted to talk when I wore this particular jeans or whatever the case may be. So they start figuring out, past the manipulating their father or family members, they recognize they can also manipulate their classmates or other boys. And what I say is also, once they realize they can manipulate other boys with just their bodies and with just their looks, that's when their learning process stops. Mm-hmm. They don't have to learn shit after that. That's all you'll meet. Not you ladies, but you'll meet chicks 25, 26, 22, 23, dumb as fuck. And you be like, yo, how the hell did you get this far in life? Yeah. And you're dumb as fuck. Because if you think about it, if you're let's say a 7 and up, you're pretty, gorgeous, stunning, whatever the case may be, you'll always have a guy or guys willing to do anything, everything for you. A saying that my good friend has is that a beautiful chick will never be homeless. Should never be homeless. So if she is homeless, we said it the other show, have you ever seen a beautiful homeless chick?
Yeah, never.
It doesn't happen, because no matter what happens, some guy is going, and it's not even about it doesn't even have to be a young chick. If a chick keeps herself looking decent, there's going to be somebody. It may not be the dude that she wants, but there's always going to be somebody that's going to take care of her.
Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.
%63% of youth suicides, are from single mother homes. 90% of homelessness and runaway children are from single mother homes.
You can't put that on the mother.
85% of children who show behavioral disorders are from single mother homes. 80% of rapists with anger problems are from single mother homes. 71% of high school dropouts are from single mother homes. 70% of youths in operated institutions are from single mother homes. 80% of all the youths that are in prison are from single mother homes. This shows that boys and girls need both their mother and their father to be fully functioning members of society.